Okay, so you can stop sharing for a while till it's time for your presentation. Thank
Okay.
you.
Is that okay?
Yes, it is. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon and welcome to today's edition, the February edition of Next Gen Africa. I'm so excited to have you here. I'm sure you really have been looking forward to being here. I mean, you've seen the slides, you've registered, you've been looking out for this link, and here you are to share about a very interesting topic. Either you're an entrepreneur or a business owner, or even maybe you work with a business and you want to know, okay, so how do we sustain quality? How do we remain relevant? How do we build businesses that would really, transit different generations and remain impactful, even in this volatile economy, Nigeria, or wherever you are doing business at. So I'm so happy you're here. For a start, I'd like to introduce myself. You already know my name, but yeah, my name is Joy Alabiunde. The convener of Next Gen Africa. This forum is dedicated to you. It's dedicated to giving you information, it's dedicated to giving you insight, knowledge, that you would use, that you would help you to equip you to be a better entrepreneur, to be a better career professional, to be a better employee, to be a better leader, and it affects every part of our work life. So I'm so excited to have you in this meeting. So I would yield the floor quickly to thought leader today, the person of Mr. Samuel Amoo. He is a business and is an entrepreneur, and he's also a business leader. He will be sharing with us how to excel beyond numbers, how to keep quality in our businesses, and how to sustain that even regardless of what the economy might say, because these are the things that will really make your business much more than just another business. It's going to draw the line between what you do and what a 1,001 person that is in the same industry does. I read a book a while back. It says it's not about what you sell, it's about how you sell it. And we all want to connect with a product that is giving us value exchange. You want to make sure that you're actually getting value for whatever money you're giving. And if you have a product or a service that keeps delivering to you, you somehow get yourself acquainted and almost loyal to that service. We see that products loyalty is almost getting extinct in our day and time, and people just are not really buying any form of product loyalty. But we still see that even now, I mean, maybe probably you're using an iPhone or something, we still experience that even now with some other products. So what is the secret? How are they able to sustain such quality? How are they able to keep such experience and have such happening with them? And as an African entrepreneur, maybe you're in Kenya or you're in Mali or you're in Nigeria, and a lot of things is happening in our space, and it might not be as easy as it's in some other countries in the world. But how are we still going to be able to do it in such a way that even when we go off the scene and we have many generations coming, they would have a business that can still impact people, that still connects with people and is transgenerational? Okay, so right now, I'll be using the floor to Mr. Sam, and he will take us further in this session, and I'll be back after him. Okay. So, Mr. Sam, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate this opportunity and the privilege to be here. Yeah, my name is Amoo Samuel. I'm an entrepreneur. I major in publishing business. Yeah, I major in publishing business, and to the glory of God, we thank God. Yeah, today we're going to be talking about excellence beyond numbers. how we can prioritize quality in business for long-term success. It's one thing for one to say, I want to start a business. I want to everybody want to have something that gives them uh consistent income, passive income. And the most important thing is the mindset behind what kind of business you want to build. If you get this wrong, then you might not be doing business. Most times, most people say, "Hey, I'm into business," but eventually you find yourself just into another 9 to 5 job in the real sense. So we're going to be talking about excellence beyond numbers, and I would like to share my screen so we can go further from here. Cool. Yeah. So So I said excellence beyond numbers. What comes to mind when we see this topic is, okay, we're talking about excellence here. And the reason why we're talking about excellence beyond numbers in the sense that, I can remember a time when everybody was shouting about, oh, it's NFT, I want to sell NFT, I want to do this. But today nobody's shouting, no, no, no one knows about NFT as it was. Likewise, there were so many other businesses there, people just come up, a lot of things will just trend today, and everybody say, oh, I'm into this business, I'm into this line of business, and within 2 3 years it's gone. Now, the reason behind all these things is you can't follow trend and say you're building business, for instance, because sometimes what you're doing is it's just like you're following the wind. If it blows here, you go there. If it blows here, you go there. If Bitcoin rise today, oh, I'm into Bitcoin. If Bitcoin becomes something else tomorrow, oh, then you're looking up for something else. But there are some entrepreneurs that they have built some businesses in the last 10, 20, 30 years, 40 years, even 100 years, and the business are still existing today. What are they doing differently that many of the many of the entrepreneurs are not doing? Now, I will talk about, let me just go into my intro. And this says, in the line of business, the concept of excellence extends far beyond figures. Don't focus on money. I tell people a lot, when you're starting your business, when you want to think of, because even before you start, you must have an idea, and that idea is the most important thing. The mindset behind whatever business you want to do is very important. So it's cut across, it goes beyond just money. You have to have a kind of a strategic shift from pursuit of money to focusing on delivering exceptional value in products and services. So we're going to be talking about some great entrepreneurs today. And the reason why they are still in business, the reason why their business is thriving is not because they focus. The first thing they wanted to do was not the money. Okay, let's look at Jeff Bezos. We understand that Amazon is where everyone thinks of, when you want to buy, let's say you're in the developed country or in Europe, or maybe you're in US, Canada, Australia. When you want to buy things, you think of Amazon. And why is Amazon coming to mind? Now, Jeff Bezos did not start Amazon just because he wants to make money. I think he started Amazon because he wanted to make money. Let's make money. Let's just do something. Then perhaps he would have changed to something else, because a lot of other businesses, a lot of other things came up after the advent of Amazon in 1994. He envisioned something. Oh, let's have a bookstore that will leverage growing potential of the internet. He is not saying, okay, I want to write all the books on the ebook store. It's just like saying, let's create a system. We have a lot of people who write books, good books, quality books. Okay, let's have a system where people can be able to sell or put their word out. Back then, it's more of traditional publishing. If you have a book, you want to publish your book, you have to go to some of these traditional publishers. Then it might take you years. Sometimes they may approve your book if you are fortunate, and they may not approve your book. But this man thought of something that, let's build something. It's an ebook. So Amazon started as an ebook store, not necessarily, oh, we're selling this physical product, we're selling that physical product. And this man started from his garage. So what set this Amazon apart is the stages, the unwavering commitment of Jeff Bezos to customer satisfaction and experience. One thing I know they majored on was let us focus on our customers. I know it's sometimes it wouldn't make any sense from the start if you don't understand the ideology, the vision they have. Amazon today is number one customer-centric platform. If you are on the selling side, it's not the same. Amazon majorly focus on their customers. So from the start, Jeff Bezos understood that building trust with customers was crucial for the success of an online retail venture. Because if people trust you, if your customer trusts you, they will definitely come back. The most important part of customers you want to have are the return customers. You don't want someone that comes today and never show up again. You want to build trust with them. And how do you do that? You focus on something that that gives them the trust, something that makes them feel confident in whatever they want to do on your platform. So that was the focus of Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos wasn't focusing on let's make money. We're going to dive deeper into some of these things because it involves a lot of things. During the dot-com boom, then it was like maybe a website would be Amazon.org, Amazon.ca, Amazon.de, stuff like that. Many companies were focusing on rapid expansions, revenue generation, but Amazon deliberately chose to invest heavily in infrastructures and technology to enhance their overall shopping experience, because they want you to be at peace when you're buying something from them. So even I am very sure at the beginning, they weren't making so much money. And it's more like a trap, when you feel like other people are making so much money. What can we do? I think we should start doing something too and make money. But the focus was not the money. This is where we're talking about excellence beyond numbers. The numbers here are the figures. Don't focus on the figures. Oh, I want to make this so much money. Yeah, money will come. Money comes. Money is just a means of, it's just a means of exchange of value. If I give you something you need, you will definitely give me what I need. It's just as simple as that. When you pursue money, don't run after money. Run after value. Look out for, okay, what are the things what are needs I can meet? When you want to set up a business, when you're thinking of a business idea, make sure your perspective is right. That's the first thing. The moment you get that wrong, then it's something else. And like I said, that because I won't really go deep into talking about the introduction about Jeff Bezos and all, because the most important thing here is this. What is the first thing Jeff Bezos was focusing on? It was customer-centric experience. Customer experience, rather. He focused majorly on how can we satisfy our customers. He probably must have experienced something, maybe buying something online, and he discovered that when you buy things online, you don't see the product until it's delivered. The seller can decide to do anything. They can just send you any bad product and all, but you can only say, well, I want to return this. And even if you need to return, perhaps they'll tell you you have to pay this. And in fact, the cost of returning the product is even more than the cost of purchase. So people might be feeling, I'm not really okay with this product or that. Perhaps he experienced something like that, and I thought of, oh, if I'm experiencing this, definitely several, millions of other people might be experiencing one of these things. That is one of the reasons Amazon started. And one of the defining moments showcasing Amazon's commitment to customer satisfaction was one-click ordering system. So on Amazon, you can just, when you want to buy, you add those things to your cart. Amazon started e-commerce. So once you click, your order is completed. And another thing that became known to people was now the customer review. If I want to buy something, I want to see, okay, what are the experience other people that have purchased this product I've had with this company. So these are things to build trust. So Amazon leverage trust. I want to gain these people's trust. I want to make these people know that, yeah, they can trust us. So when they trust them, they will always come back. Even if tomorrow Amazon comes up with, oh, we are selling NFT, people will buy NFT. They will prefer to buy NFT on Amazon because they have built something over time. Now, that is why it said that when you want to build a business, give yourself 2 to 5 years. It takes time to build. It's not, oh, I want to start today and I want to see profit in less than 30 days or 60 days. So it goes far beyond that. So the focus on customer is the major thing Amazon is doing differently here. And now, how did they go from just selling products online? Because we might say, well, it's an e-commerce, people buy things. It wasn't like that when this whole thing started. People don't trust to say, I want to go and buy on Amazon. I want to go and buy on maybe a Alibaba or thereabout. These companies have built trust over time. Now, one of the case studies is Amazon commitment to customer experience, which I've explained initially. The focus of some specific initiatives, which are hassle-free returns. If you buy things from them and you don't like it, you can easily return them. So if I know I can buy something and I can easily return these things, then there's no reason for me to be skeptical about buying from you. Say, for instance, you want to buy something, I don't want to mention any country, but let me just use Africa generally. It's a culture in Africa that, when you buy something and if you don't like it, the fact that you want to complain about the product you're buying, it's another major issue. So you have to check and double check. And in fact, if possible, check 5 times to ascertain if this thing is really good. You have to cross-examine the product with several other products. Sometimes it might take you days to think, do I really want to buy this product? Is this product, just imagine the stress you have to go through before you can really say, should I go for this? Because the moment you buy this product, not all the sellers, they are not, we don't even have policy to enhance such thing. That, once you buy something and you use it and you don't like it, you can return it. But here in the developed countries, people buy things easily because they know if it's not good, they can easily return it, either used or unused. These are something the government can do. But what about business, leaders? What about entrepreneurs? What about the producers? Are they enhancing this policy? This is why Amazon is still existing. This is why Amazon will remain relevant, regardless of the economy of the nation, pandemic, whatever it is. Even during pandemic, they made more money because people could buy things easily from them. They know what they want to buy. They understand if it's not good, I can return it. Hassle-free returns. That is number one thing. If you're starting, you might be thinking, what if people buy my product and they just want to use it and then return it, and they just want to use a part of those things? It's the mindset. We don't have to have that kind of mindset. You have to be positive. I think maybe this man was quite negative in his thoughts. He would have thought that, a lot of people can buy this product and eventually just return and get what they want and return and say this thing is not good. But people don't think like that. We have to be positive minded. So that's the number one thing that set them apart, was the hassle-free return. And the second thing was fast delivery. In those days, when you order things, it might take 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months for delivery, and they had to work on 2 days delivery. That was when Amazon Prime came into existence. That's when Amazon Prime came into existence. So we have to understand that all these things are the things that gives Amazon the leverage they have today. They weren't focusing on the money they want to make. It is very easy for people to think of business today directly related to just making money. We want to make money so much that we don't even think of the value we want to give. That is why people can package just anything. Just roll out those products, roll it out. People will buy. We don't care. Just roll it out. A lot of people will buy, but we're not thinking long term. Most times, entrepreneurs, or let me say some entrepreneurs, so I wouldn't want to say everybody. I said most entrepreneurs today, they think short term. And that is why most of the businesses can't even last 5 years. Everybody want to do business. I understand the economy is so bad. People thought of, let's do e-commerce, let's do drop shipping, let's do affiliate marketing. But what are you doing differently? There are a lot of people writing books. You also want to write books. What are you doing differently? Do you just want to pull out some content out there for the sake of publishing? Do you want to roll out some products for the sake of having a product to sell? Do you want to set up a software or develop something because people are buying softwares, you make money from software? What are you doing differently? What are the things you want to offer people? It's just like, oh, you want to leverage on ChatGPT API to build a software. You know, people can do this thing directly going to ChatGPT for those that understands how to use this thing. But if you want to do something different, you must have something of value. Don't just focus on let me join the market. Let's join the trend. Don't just follow the trend. Don't follow the trend. That is not how to build a sustainable business. Because in 2005, Amazon launched the revolutionary Amazon Prime subscription service. One of the key features of Prime was it promises fast and reliable shipping for eligible products. The first thing they started was focusing on the customer's experience. So while people were enjoying the fact that I can return this thing if I don't like it, I can review these things. Nobody will what's this word now? Nobody will um crucify you for dropping your reviews. There are places now that you can't even say I don't like this thing. Then the way they will look at you, you feel like, what do you mean? This and this. It's your honest opinion. You purchased something. You have the right to say, no, this thing is not giving me what I expect. I gave you value. I expected you to give me value in return. So the first in Amazon hint was the trust. So when Amazon proposed, oh, we can see that a lot of times, people are not okay with maybe having checked their data, they can see that a lot of things are happening. Some people are not purchasing. Maybe they are quite skeptical. Maybe they have a lot of products in their cart, and probably they are considering if I want to purchase this thing to take me 2 weeks, I can easily walk into a store and get this thing. Then the next thing they thought of was Amazon Prime. Let's do 2-3 days delivery. And that was the boom for them. So the emphasis on quick and efficient delivery not only delighted customers, but it also contributed to increased loyalty and engagement. These are the things that keep your business. These are the things that sustain your business. Customer satisfaction, customers' increased loyalty, customers' engagement. These are the things that keeps them coming. When these things are missing, nobody will purchase from you and come back again. So it is your responsibility as an entrepreneur to be committed to some of the things that will give value to your customers. Let your focus be on delivering value, giving them things that will make them always want to come back, giving things that will make them feel at peace when they want to purchase from your store. It can be, you can start any e-commerce store, definitely, but make sure your focus is not making money off those people. Make sure your focus is building trust, loyalty. And this is one thing that will set you apart. That was one thing that set Amazon apart in the e-commerce today. They are the e-commerce giant. Why we call them e-commerce giant? Because of the trust they've built over time. So Amazon did not build this trust in 1 year. So that is why I said, give yourself time. Don't put yourself into unnecessary pressure. Oh, because I need money to spend, we have to start doing something. You might get things wrong. Then there are some examples that I would like to talk about, but because of our time, so like I've said, I know I've said all of this, so I'll just move straight to Mark Zuckerberg and as an example. That's the second case study, because when we look at Mark as well, when he started Facebook was not started because they want to make money off marketing, like as it is today. People want to do adverts on Facebook, Instagram. Facebook bought Instagram, they bought I think WhatsApp and so on. Now they didn't start with let's generate revenue. Even as it is, all they are thinking is still related to value. So what they are thinking about is still related to value. What value can we give to people? When Mark started Facebook, his emphasis was on connecting people and creating positive user experience. He had a friend then. I think he met a friend. That person was the owner of, if I can remember his name, or if I remember, I'll talk about it. The guy was even talking about, let's do adverts, let's make money or stuff like that. But that wasn't the vision he had. He wasn't even thinking of money. Not because he was rich. He wasn't even rich. He had a friend who had money. So it was the guy that was investing in, the technologies, the hosting plan, and so many other resources necessary for building the web application. But his focus was on connecting people. They were in a college and in a college, and they felt how do I know this person? How do I know more? How do I connect with this person if I don't even have the courage to meet this person and say, hello, how are you? Can we be friends and stuff like that? So he was so curious about how we connect within our school. Then how can we connect with people from other university, other colleges? And we get to meet each other. Imagine someone is studying Unilag, another person OAU, and we should be able to connect with friends over there. And if you have something to say about, and I can remember when I watched the biography of this guy, a friend came to him at some point in the class, and the guy was like, do you know that lady? Is she in a relationship? The other guy was talking about relationship. What he was thinking was far from relationship. So what he thought was, oh, if this lady has this on a profile on Facebook, oh, relationship status, or married, single, or whatever status it may be, this young man will not ask me this question. Then he went back home. The guy was just looking at me. Why is he running? The guy ran home to quickly, write some code and script and, edit the profile settings and everything so that people can have their, okay, status, marital status, engaged, or whatever it is. And these are visionary leaders. These are people that started business based on vision, connecting people, creating positive user experience. The focus was not money. This is the second man. The focus was not money at all. These are things you have to pay attention to when you want to build a lasting business. Don't say, oh, this thing is trending, this thing is working now, let's build something. What's the future of that thing in the next 5-10 years? You have to be able to, think, sit down, analyze things. What is the future of what I want to do in the next 5 years? So in its early years, Facebook founded by Mark, had a profound emphasis on connecting people. Like I said, the platform's primary goal was to create virtual space where individuals could connect with friends, family, colleagues, and transcending geographical boundaries. It started from one school to another school in the same province, in the same state, then moving on to other provinces, other states, then on to different countries and globally. So it wasn't begging people, it wasn't doing adverts. It wasn't doing adverts so that people can know there is something called Facebook. If I'm on Facebook, are you on Facebook? Are you on Facebook? We start asking ourselves. So the engagement, everything they got was from the word of mouth. So it's the vision. The initial vision was to leverage technology to enhance social interaction. That is just the goal he had. In case you don't know, this young man then left school to focus on this vision. It was even taught by Bill Gates in one of their programs in school. So these are people that see, they want to think of how to bring people closer together in an increasing digital world. So imagine what they have thought of back then. This is 2024. That is 20 years ago. How many of the visions and ideas you have today when you want to say, oh, I want to start a business. Oh, I want to start a business related to crypto. What is the vision of that business for the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years? Will those ideas be relevant? Or your ideas is just relevant for 1 year, 2 years, or let's say just for the purpose of what is trending? You can't build a sustainable business that way. So if you want to build a sustainable, I'll still go back to what you can do when you want to build a sustainable business. And you see, Mark visionary leadership played a pivotal role in propelling Facebook growth. So and ensuring its longevity. So his emphasis on making the world more connected resonated throughout the platforms. So Facebook is not just a social networking site, but it's a transformative force that will redefine communication and relationship. So when Facebook became what it became, and they saw the idea of Instagram, they purchased Instagram, they built on it. Someone started Instagram, but they purchased it, they built on it, they made it better, they integrated everything together. So when Instagram started, everybody started, hey, are you on IG? Are you on IG? Facebook wasn't coming to you to say, please join us on IG. So these are things that we know We know we can, so everybody started leveraging those platforms for their business. So because there's so much engagement on Facebook, you definitely want to do your marketing on Facebook. That is where they make their money. That is where the money will come after. But the value is the number one thing. So, under Zuckerberg guidance, Facebook has continuously evolved to adapt user needs and technological advancement. The company expanded its reach globally, becoming a ubiquitous platform for social interaction. So, the strategic decisions such as acquiring Instagram, WhatsApp further solidified Facebook presence and relevance in the rapidly changing digital landscape. So, the key features of prioritizing user satisfaction here is, the focus on user-friendly interfaces. So it's not something that is very, very difficult for people to relate with. People can really easily manage. Oh, I can navigate here. It's so easy. Even as a 5-year, 10-year-old kid can, say, oh, I have Facebook account. I can post something on Facebook, they are always innovating. They're not saying this is what we built. They are always developing something, always innovating, always thinking of value they can give to the people. Then the privacy and security measures are always there. Although there are times that there are mistakes that happen, some things happen. Hackers are always there trying to bring down, get data, mine data from those platforms. But they're always innovating. They're always working on some things, building their scripts, closing loops and all. These are normal things you have to do in business. So the vision is far beyond making money. That is another thing I want us to focus on here. The vision. When the mindset is right, like the scripture says, when the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? The foundation is very important. Your foundation is very, very important. So you need to understand what I'm doing. What is the future of this thing in the next 5-10 years? Think long term. Don't think short term. So when you think long term for whatever business you want to build, then break that long term goals into short term goals. Okay, if this business is going to last for 100 years, okay, what are we going to be doing every 5 years? What are the things we're going to be bringing on the table every 5 years that would survive whatever policy, government policy, things can change, policy can change, anything can change. What are these things? Are you strategic enough to say, okay, these are things we can do when this kind of thing happen? We have this. When this happens, we have that. So these are very important. So and there are some businesses that have failed, because they compromise quality. For instance, let's look at Volkswagen. In 2015, they had an emission scandal. And what they did was just because they want to pass the test, they check them. It's not like some other places where people just produce. When they produce, pay the money you're supposed to pay, and you're approved and all. No, here they check. In case you don't know, they are testing self-driving cars. Apple has been building. I know Apple, they don't review whatever they are doing until they're about to launch. Apple has been building a self-driving car, and they have been testing it for, I think, for more than 3-4 years or maybe 2 years. I'm not really sure of the years now. They have been testing it. And it's still more like a secret here. So sometimes they might test for 10 years, they might test for 15 years before the government can certify that, oh, this is not something we can sell to the public. So this is what happened to Volkswagen. They faced severe consequences when it was revealed that the company manipulated emission tests just to meet regulatory standard. The same thing happened Boeing 737 Max. They crashed and the aircraft, the issue was related to the design. Sometimes when you feel like, let's just cut corners a bit, let's just try to adjust some things. Perhaps this thing can work here. I know it doesn't really matter. Those tiny little details, those tiny little things, they matter a lot. So compromising quality can affect your brand, can affect your business. Look at Samsung. Look at what happened to BlackBerry then. Costly business mistake. Oh, they had something very unique that wasn't out there for everybody. That was the BlackBerry Messenger. Everybody loved BlackBerry. Oh, give me your pin. Oh, this and that. The moment they say, okay, let's throw this BlackBerry Messenger out to Android users, that was the end. So Look at Samsung. They experienced a setback with their Galaxy Note 7. And since then, they've been trying to build on it. That does not mean it's the end for them. Although they've built trust over time, but if you're starting a business, you don't have to fall. You don't have to fail before you learn. Then let's look at the negative impact of this brand reputation and customer trust. This thing can affect your customer confidence. Yeah, and that is the number one thing you don't want to joke with. Your customer confidence is very important. That is one thing many of these businesses focus on. Then it can affect your brand image. Your brand image can deteriorate, definitely. And there are financial consequences. And nobody want to trust you. If I buy something from you and I check your product and I found something far from what I'm expecting, I wouldn't even think of coming to you the next time. Neither will I recommend your product to another person. Then that's the end of the business. Then people start another business under another brand name just to start. But you can't continue like that. So if you need to start well. So it's very important we start. And maintaining quality and standard help you build trust and credibility. These are the things that makes business stand out, regardless of the economic condition of the country, the world at large. Trust. Build trust. Focus on trust. Whatever service you want to render, make sure you're offering quality service. Focus on value. Now, what you get in return is far much more than you spending so much money to do adverts. See, people will advertise for you without paying them. Positive word of mouth and reputation enhancement. These are things you enjoy. I don't need to tell someone today that Amazon is good. No, everybody knows Amazon is good. You can get a lot of things on Amazon. And if you don't like it, you can return it. I don't need to tell anyone, say, oh, if you're looking for a social media platform to join, Facebook, Instagram, these platforms are very good. Everybody knows that. You will even hear people talk about, oh, my IG, I increased my followers from this to this. In fact, it helped my business and how. They are not doing direct adverts for Facebook. They are not doing direct adverts for Instagram. But because they are getting value, they will definitely talk about it. These are things you get for free. Competitive advantage. These are things you will get. Long-term sustainability. These are things you get. Now, I want to talk about, this is not related to this slide now. I want to just mention something and emphasize on this before we close. When you want to start a business, let me just give you a secret. Instead of building products, create a system. Instead of building products, focus on creating a system. Let the system generate more for you. I wouldn't say you should build a business that have no return. Let me give you a simple analogy. Many of the products on Amazon are not owned by Amazon. Majority of in fact, it got to a time Amazon started producing some things. They call it, they give it a name called Amazon Choice, Amazon this, Amazon that. They now have their own pharmacy. They now have their own other platforms. Build a system. Many of the products on that platform is not owned by Amazon. So when you build a system, because people come over there, it's like, okay, let me use this simple illustration. If you go to a store today, you want to buy, many of the stores you see today, the products are not owned by them. I mean, okay, like ShopRite, the products are not, people go to ShopRite, let me drop my product here to sell, the ShopRite will charge them for some fees and some other things. There are some back-end stuff there. And you have a system where everyone knows the system, but the vendors, the sellers, they always come to your system because they know they can get their product being sold there. That is where you can easily scale up very fast. Facebook is a system. Who creates the content on Facebook? You and I. Today, Facebook makes so much money on engagement, on the social interaction. But who's creating the content on Facebook? You and I, not Facebook. Who are the people selling the products on Amazon? Several sellers all over the world. Who is making the most money? Amazon. Let me give you a simple illustration. Imagine if a customer sells something for $10 and Amazon gets $5 from let's say for every purchase of something, let me just say $5. And the customer made about, let's say 1,000 sales that month. 1,000 times 5 comes to the I mean, the seller rather. 1,000 times, that's 5,000 US dollars for the seller. Amazon makes what? 5,000 US dollars for the company. Who owns the product? The seller. Amazon doesn't have anything other than the system. They make $5,000 from that person. Now, imagine Amazon has about 1,000 customers. I mean, 1,000 clients, sellers like that. And they make 5,000 each from all of them per month. So that means the sellers are making 5,000 per month. Amazon is making 1,000 times 5,000 per month. So look at the level with which they are scaling up. So you can't even match up because they have a system. If they say they want to start creating the product themselves, it might even take them 1,000 years to achieve the result they are achieving. So if the suppliers are making 5,000 a month, that means Amazon will be making, and they have 1,000 clients. So they are making 5,000 a month, and they are making 5,000 of them, which makes it what? 1,000 times 5,000. That is what Amazon will be making. That's 5 million. So you make 5,000, they make 5 million. Who owns the product? You. Who owns the system? They. Who owns the system? So instead of focusing on product, try as much as possible, focus on creating a system. And so to end this, I'll just say build on trust and focus on building trust with people. And this is how you can build a sustainable business. It doesn't matter whatever sphere of business you are, digital, whatever it is. Focus on customer loyalty, focus on building trust with your customer, and your business will thrive. Thank you.
All right. Wow. We've had so many things already said about having a business, being customer centric, knowing exactly what to do for your customers, thinking about them. I mean, like you said, it's so important to not just focus on making profit, but at least getting your customers' trust. That customers' trust, customer centricity. You mentioned that it takes time to build. That's important. That's one thing that we must emphasize because many people, when they start off business, they already start counting the books in the first few years, and they're like, I've not even scaled, I've not even made more profit. I wanted to start doing this. Like, I think starting a business should not just be to make money. The reason to start, the motive of starting the business is very important. Like you said, it's very important because if you're looking at the long-term problem solving idea, then you would most likely end up with good value in your hands that will last for long. The value, the money will come after the value you've created, not the other way. So it's amazing. The time went so fast. I was like, okay, yes, we just started, and then it's already 40 minutes down the line. So I'm going to ask some questions. So I'm going to ask some questions so that we could ask, because when people signed up for this meeting, there were some questions in their mind. So I'm just going to ask you those questions, and you might be able to answer, because these two case studies we have, people might say, oh yes, yeah, Amazon, Facebook, those people, they are not in Nigeria. You don't know how Nigeria economy is. Okay, they might be like, okay, you should pick although we have very many companies in Nigeria that are also successful, and these principles are applicable regardless of where you are. If you're providing value to people, they would come. If somebody knows that, the hassle-free return policy, I personally buy it so much, because I feel like if it helps us, it helps create standard. Because if you know that if somebody's going to buy something from you, and if they don't like it, they will return it, and they have access to collect their money, either they've used it or not. You want to make sure that you check through all the books, you tick you cross all the T's, you dot all the I's, to make sure that your product that you're churning out is good.
Good. Yeah.
Is good, because that will serve as a form of feedback for you as well, as a product developer. You set up a form of feedback for you to know if what you are creating is actually useful for people.
Yeah.
But because there's no return policy, all you know is that your sales has dropped. And it might take time. You might have other things that might make your sales drop. You might feel like, okay, it's economic hardship, or it's because there's other competitors. You might not know that it's because there is a particular flaw in your product.
Yeah.
But because people don't even have that opportunity in Nigeria, most product owners, even people that make food, they don't have that return policy. If you go to a restaurant and the food is not good, you don't have that, You don't have that leverage to go and say, no, I want my money back. I didn't like the food. There was too much salt, or the stew tasted poorly or something. That return policy, I feel like, is one of the things that most business owners in Nigeria are lacking, because there's nobody telling them that this thing that you just gave is not up to par, and then you have to just hear from the customer. You have first-hand feedback. First-hand feedback. And nothing is as important as that kind of data. If you are getting your customers imputing directly in your product, on the quality of your product, on the quality of your services, and if you have that return policy in Nigeria, I think it's going to go a long way to help us have better servicing products. So let me just go to the first question. It says, how can one be consistent in giving quality to clients and still managing to make profit in such a funny economy condition? That's the question.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, one of the things we have to, let me use this example of restaurant you mentioned. People buy food and perhaps you don't like what you're buying, and the cost of things are quite expensive right now, and you want to gain your customers' trust, you want to gain their loyalty. I think one of the strategy you can leverage is this, and they do this here in the developed countries. You can say, okay, can I taste this thing to know if it's good, if something I can buy? So imagine I taste your food, like, okay, just take a little, just taste. So, and you feel like, oh, this is good. Before me to tell you to taste, I know what I have there. So regardless of the situation going on, regardless of the fact that, oh, I may not compromise on quality. Yeah, price may increase, definitely. But because people know that the quality still remains the fact that you even tell them, okay, just taste to ascertain that you're buying something good, gives them that rest of mind. Some will even tell you, okay, then no problem, then serve me. You understand? So one of the best ways to leverage this is, if at all things are quite expensive, a lot of things, your cost of production and other things are quite expensive. One thing you don't want to jeopardize is the quality. What people are buying is the quality, this quality value you offer them. So regardless of the cost of things, the high rise of the cost of production and everything, don't jeopardize the quality of the product you're making. Instead, think of ideas that will make you gain more of your trust. That's why even if you have to increase your product price, even though you have to increase to a certain level, but focus on leveraging the trust. Just think of ideas that can make people still see that the quality is still the same. Give them that assurance. Okay, you can test this, you can have this, you can go through this. And if, for instance, sometimes, some things might quite be, so hard. Let me use another analogy. In the case of maybe you're not selling something related to food, and, the cost of production is quite high, and you also want to break even, looking at the cost of production, some other expenses you incur. If whatever you can sacrifice for a while, despite the hardship and the situation in the country, sacrifice a bit of your profit for a certain period. It's just be strategic about it. So focus on the trust for the first few months or two. Focus on the trust. Give them more reasons to always trust you. Even when you increase your price, they'll definitely always come back.
Good. So no matter the economy, first of all, focus on creating value to get your client buy-in first. When you get that client buy-in, when they are sure they will get quality, then you can start thinking of scaling up in profit. So regardless of the economic condition, first of all, you want to make sure that you are actually delivering value. And have your customers' client buy-ins. You've gotten their trust. You have a sizable clientele base. Then you can now start thinking of profit. So build first. Build first. Thank you so much. The second question is, this is also very relatable. It said, how do I scale a business in inflation and recession? So there's inflation. I think it's a very interesting one. There's always inflation.
Yeah.
I don't know, since like 2020, no, since 2000. there's always this news of, oh, inflation have increased, either in developed world or in developing,
Yes.
whatever it is. There's always this news like, oh, inflation is bad now, it's worse than it was last year. Oh, this crisis, oh, this war, oh, this and that has really affected the inflation and the economic GDP, blah, blah, blah. There's always this news. So it looks like it's on the rise. Like inflation is always on the rise.
All
So, but
right.
how do we scale a business, in this kind of situation?
Okay. Let's use practical example. Um, let's say last year you go to Costco to purchase something, or let me use any store in Nigeria. Let me use ShopRite. Let's say you go to ShopRite and you want to buy a product for some that likes, imported products. Let me use this one because I know they don't compromise on quality often because it's very important. And one of the things that help them maintain the quality is the government policy. So they enforce those things. So sometimes many of these challenges we're experiencing in Africa, in Nigeria generally, it has a result of bad policy actually, because the buyers can't force the producers to maintain the quality. Even when they want to break even, maybe a business that has been making hundreds of millions per month, and because things are now expensive, and they still want to maintain that hundreds of billions of naira, monthly. And the next thing they're thinking of is, oh, let's reduce the quality a bit, let's reduce the quantity, and so on. And when they do that, it affects the customers. People are not happy. So what you can do, even in the developed countries, people increase the price of their product, but they maintain the quality. It's still the same thing. Regardless of however we try to coin the question, it is still the same thing. They try as much as possible. What they buy for $1, they might be selling it for 1.5 now, but the quality is still the same thing. It never change. So what I would still say, regardless of whatever it is, focus on your quality. Then you can scale up the price. You can increase the price gradually. Don't just go from one to, let's say, something you sell for 500 and just say, today we are selling for 1.5. Nobody will buy that idea. So you can increase your price, just gradually, but maintain the quality. That quality is the first reason why people come to you. That value they see in your product is the first reason why they chose your product over several other products in the market. So maintain that, because that is the reason why they are always coming back. So make sure you maintain that. And if you have to increase your price, do it one at a time. Don't go from 500 to 1,000. You can go for 500 to 550 now. People will still buy. Before you know it, it's now 600. People will still buy. But when you go for 500 to 1,000, then people will feel like, oh, what's this? So you have to be strategic about it. That is where strategic planning comes into play. So you have to be strategic in your business. So you can definitely increase your price. Nobody would expect you to maintain the same price because the cost of production will be different, most especially. But maintain the quality and try to have a pricing plan that can increase, gradually. While you are increasing that, you are still retaining their trust. You're still retaining, and don't focus on the other competitors. If others are increasing their price by 100%, 200%, regardless of what is happening, sometimes you sacrifice to aim big later. Let me give an example of Costco. Costco is far different from several other stores like Walmart. People that work in Costco, even for employees there, they make them feel like it is their company. So they give their best. Unlike some other companies whereby when you're working there, they want to drain you. They make sure they suck every energy and everything out of you to just serve them. So the difference in what those employees are doing for the company, the way they perceive the company where they work will be far different from where they want to, stretch them to do everything they need them to do. They are strategic about it. And in the long run, people will definitely always want to be there, give their best. In fact, they will give much more than what they are supposed to do. So it's a strategic plan. So just be strategic about this, maintain the quality, and if at all you need to increase your price, do it gradually. Be
Thank
strategic. That's
you.
the word.
Thank you. Yeah, all you said are so 100% on point. But I can't help but think about, the situation in some countries where really the cost of production could multiply. It could go up, it could go up in multiple progression in a month. in a month. And if you want to keep quality, how are you going to still be able to manage? Because let's say you used to do this, and then you maybe X used to be the amount you used for running of your production, and then now is X2, and you can't go to the market and increase X2, and you don't have any other money. It's not like you have money somewhere. So am I going to reduce the amount I'm producing so that I can continue the quality? Or how do I balance that?
Okay. Well, I understand this is a very, very practical question. And honestly speaking, uh, I I will have the government blame for this, for some of these things happening. Yeah. And the reason why I'm saying this is, and this is one of the things that many of these big brands, big companies are leaving Nigeria today. It's not because they can't produce the same thing they're producing, but it's more like if they continue at that level, at the rate with which things are increasing in the market, they won't be able to sustain the business. They have to move to a better environment to run their business. In all honesty, you can't control the government, you can't control the policy, definitely, because this is why some go through the route of, okay, let's reduce the quantity, and maybe something that is 500 gram they sell for 1,000 naira, and because of the inflation and all that, they have to reduce the gram to like 200, and they are still selling it for 7 or 800. Now people are getting less than what they used to get, and they are even paying more for what they are supposed to get. It's a very, very dicey situation, and the honest truth is you can't control that. You can't control that. That is why a good environment for business is very important, which we can't control. It's just a sad reality, because in developed country, things don't happen that way. Let me give you, for instance, if you have a company, let's say you have a company in Canada, and even though you have other companies in other places, you must source your raw material, at least 70% of that, in Canada. You don't just import everything you use. And these are ways to help other people in the countries as well. Because it's just so sad that even in the country, people that are selling brooms, they will tell you dollars increased. Why are we spoiling or increasing the value of other currency when we have our own currency? Even someone that doesn't even have, that has never touched dollar, will tell you, because dollar has increased, to this thing is now this, broom is now this.
Yes,
uh
because
you
their
know
buying power too is
even the
different
even the
now.
water we get naturally, just get a borehole and treat the water and everything. They will tell you, because of dollar, table water is now this, the cost has now increased by 200%. Sometimes we do ourselves more damage than good, and when the environment is not conducive for your business, unfortunately there's little or nothing you can actually do. That is the reason why many of these big brands, because if I tell you just maintain your quality, that won't be practical, because in all honesty, the environment needs to support your business, in the sense that the way things are going. So if you find yourself in the kind of business that requires physical production, and in that kind of a situation, it's gonna be it's gonna be, let me say, by grace of God, for you to stand to maintain the honestly, yeah, except if your business is digitalized and you can sell globally, and you don't need to hold inventory, yeah, then you will thrive regardless of the economic situation. So, but if you have to produce something, the honest truth is you have to adjust according to how things are actually, because of the environment. There's practically nothing one individual can do about what the government is supposed to do or enforce in the community. So that is one of the things I see to this. So what I would just advise the person to do, if possible, you can think of other things, because what we're talking about, we're not talking about a specific business as it is now. So, but as it is, I'll just say you can't control the government, you can't control what the government is supposed to do. But what you can do in reality is make sure, whatever, if it gets to a point where the environment is not helping the business and the production and everything, if you have to reduce the quantity, and not increase your price exponentially, and you have to, I know, you just your client, mail them, explain the situation, they know. carry them along because of the economic situation, because of the environment where you run the business. But if we remove the environment out of this, because you can't control the environment, that is the honest reality here. If the environment is normal, definitely you should maintain your product quality, then just increase your price a bit, let's say by 10%, 15%, gradually, let's say every 6 months, every quarter of the year, and so on. So that's it. But if your business doesn't have anything to do with physical inventory, scale up. Don't limit yourself to that location, that country, that environment. Leverage other platforms where you can get those word out. That is what I would say, because the truth is you can't control what the government is supposed to do.
Very true, very true. Our environments are really existing in a society. It's existing your business is also existing in an habitat. Yeah. So the economical habitat of that place would always impact your
Your
business in
business, yeah.
much more ways that you think. But what I can see that you said here is that, leverage others' environments. If you have opportunity of earning in other currencies or exporting, please do. And if there's a way you can, work around quantity instead of quality, that also, it's the code. If there's a way you can work around quantity instead of quality, so you can reduce the quantity, but let the quality remain the same.
Remains the
I think
same.
people that with Coca-Cola, they came in with this PET bottle stuff, so that they can adjust with the price and all of that. And well, if people know that, okay, I'm not getting as much, but the thing I'm getting is still the very same, quality. Like if you used to serve 3 spoons of rice for 1,000, and then you turn it to 2 spoons, but the taste of the rice, the quality of it, the way it's rich, everything is still the same. Then I'll just put in my mind either to go with the 2 spoons or to come with more money. But I know that what I'm getting, I'm still getting. And that's very, very, very important. We already have raced ahead of time. And but I have just one question for the wrap of it.
Okay.
We're reporting on this one. And the question is, so how do I achieve financial stability in my business? I know this is a very interesting question, because sometimes business is very dynamic and you cannot really say, of course you can have goals, you should have goals, you should have plans, but a lot of things come in. There's so many factors: sociological, political, geographical, even sometimes force majeure, and you don't really know what could happen. But at least if everything goes status quo, how do I achieve financial stability in my business? That's the last question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me talk about a business you run globally online. So I'm not going to limit this answer to products that has to do with holding inventory. So, and you want to scale up. I'll use this in illustration. Let's say as an author, you publish books. Yeah, it's a business for you, and you want to scale up financially. See, the truth is this, and I'll go straight to the answer. Outsource. Sometimes it sounds like, oh, outsource. Yeah, there are ways you can automate your business in such a way. Thank God for technology. Thank God for advancement in technology as it is. You can outsource some of the things you do yourself. Let's say, for instance, the time it takes you to do what you do. And after doing what you do, you have a certain profit you make every month or every day, and you want to scale up. So leverage the time of others. Let's say you have, if the owner of Coca-Cola has to sit and do the production by himself, from the first step to the second step to the third step and fourth, how many of these Coca-Cola will he be able to, how many of people's need will he be able to meet? And if we look at that, the number of people's needs it will be able to meet will be limited. That's one. The amount of profit it will be able to make will be limited. That's number two. So for him to scale up, they have to do what? Outsource. Oh, we get these people, do this, get these people, and everything is quite automated. People are not even using hands. There are places here where, when you want to buy things, regardless of furniture or anything. Nobody, you don't even see anybody attend to you. You just check, oh, I like this chair. I love this chair. They tell you this is the aisle number 4, aisle number 8. You go there, pick whatever you want to pick. You pay yourself, nobody to attend to you. Now, look at the way those companies are doing. Although they are trying to increase their productivity in the sense that they pay less, so they hire less. And so outsource some of these things you do. Outsource some of the things you do yourself. Let's say, for instance, you're a writer, you have to write yourself. You have to spend time reading thoroughly, editing. All these things takes time. You are also the graphic designer. You design everything by yourself. You're also the person that will do your research. You do your research by yourself. You're also the one that will do bookkeeping. You do that all by yourself. You're also the one that will upload your books on several platforms. You do all of those by yourself. How much of the books will you be able to upload per month? How much of profit do you think you're going to get per month? Now, compared to someone that has, okay, we have authors here, we have graphic designer, everybody's working simultaneously. And what you do in a month, they can actually achieve that in less than 2 or 3 days. The rate at which you scale up financially will be very, very massive. So leverage other people's time. That is what many of these businesses are doing. Leverage other people's time. It's not that you're using them. It's an opportunity to also get some people job, to get some people, to help some people in the society. There are a lot of people out there that they can do something, but they have no opportunity. That way, we're also helping the society. So for you to scale up financially, think of leveraging, scaling up, outsourcing a lot of things. You will scale up very fast. That's the secret to scaling up your business. Leverage other people's time, their effort, and everything to achieve your business goal. Then you'll be able to scale up very fast. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so very much for that response. I mean, so you don't need to do everything by yourself. You might start out doing everything by yourself, but if you really want to get big, you have to learn to, outsource, leverage other people's time, and most importantly, you have to know how to, automate, digitize some functions, improve your own skill.
Skills,
What
yeah, as well.
Another thing that I would like to add is that you have to do whatever you do more excellently. You have to get expertise so that you can actually pay more premium on what you do, and that way get more value. If what you're doing, if whatever your services or your product is producing for you now, you should improve it so much that it can return to you more value, because it's giving more to whosoever is going to consume it. So because if you're giving more value to whosoever is going to consume it, then that is when you can place more premium on the product and get more in return for it. At the same time, you'll be able to put in that return to produce better products. That's where you are going to improve the whole ambience of your product and eventually become financially stable. Of course, that we see also, as well with a lot of top products around the world, Samsung, iPhones. I was going to talk about the test before service. The only industry in Nigeria right now that does that is cosmetics, and they tell you that they have this box where you can apply the products. You can check your different color and see if you like it, and they've been able to sustain it in Nigeria. We have to give kudos to some of those people, and it's working. So we can actually do that. You can actually have a tasting service where, okay, before you buy this product, there's a demo, there is this, you can go and check. You can actually take this and use it and see if you like it and come back. All you need to do is make sure that the thing will not last for long, so that the person would not just run off with it and not buy anything and all. But yes, some people will still, try to exploit that.
That, definitely.
But it's still good for those that it just speaks better for a product or service, because you really, really get to earn the trust of your customers. And if you want your customers to trust you, you have to trust them to some extent.
Sorry to cut in that case, even you can even leverage, for instance, you mentioned cosmetics, and also if you want to give them something to test, okay, if you like it, then you can keep it. Then if you don't like it, you can return. And on the point of purchase, you can pre-authorize payments. So they have the fact that they understand that, okay, within the next 2-3 days, if you like this product, we will not charge you. But the card is on ground. So if the person does not return the product within 3 days, that means the person liked it. Then they would debit the card. You understand? Then that's prioritized payment. And if the person feels that maybe it's not my color, it's not something I really like, and you might have something to say, okay, we offer you this, we give you this discount, and that makes them feel like these people are really good. So most of the time, the first set of, even in digital marketing, the first set of people you advertise to, people don't buy things the first time they see an advert.
No.
When you see an ad, you don't buy. You feel like, okay, but maybe over time you continue to see that ad, then you feel like, okay, what's this thing really about?
Let me
So
try.
just be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Just be consistent. Don't focus on the profit at first, because even when you are running ads, it will never be profitable at first. So back to you. That's just the whole ideology. Just be strategic about this. And although there are bad players out there, a lot of people want to take advantage of the fact that, oh, these people are good. They want to leverage the fact that you are good against you. But it's just a mindset. It's just a mindset. And that is one of the things we need to deal with in Africa, because that mindset thing is really, in fact, it's much more than a pandemic. God help us.
Wow. Oh my God. Thank you so very much. We've
It's a
had
pleasure.
such amazing time. Such amazing time. I believe that any business owner who has really keyed into this to this meeting will have had a lot to take home and to apply in their business. Rethink again. What are the value I'm giving? What are the value I'm giving? Am I really thinking about my customers? Am I really am I really passionate about a particular goal? What's my future objective? Am I being futuristic about my goals in this business? What is our 5-year plan? What is our 10-year plan? What is our 15-year plan? We will remain relevant. We will still be relevant. These goals we have, this our business objective. Will it be relevant in the next 15 years? What are our competitors doing that we can do better? What are our customers wanting? Let's get feedback from our customers. Let's solve their problems. Let's solve their problems. And and if you're in an environment where it looks like it's a bit difficult, learn to scale out to other environments, try different waters. Thank God it's a global world now. There's a lot of ways to digitize things, delegate, outsource when you can, and make sure you sustain value regardless of whatever economy you might be operating business in. Thank you so much, Mr. Sam. It's been wonderful. This session has really been good. If you're here, you can go on again to still listen over and over on YouTube. And if you're not, maybe you're listening to this YouTube channel after this meeting is over, you can ask any question, but you still have questions about this topic, please feel free to drop a comment on your questions and we will try to answer them. Thank you so much. And I really want to say thank you again on behalf of everyone here in Next Gen Africa. Please, till we meet again, we will surely meet again. Please
definitely.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
All right. So thank you everyone that came to this meeting. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do. Please do subscribe now. If you've been here and you've had a lot that you feel like somebody needs to hear about, a business owner needs to hear, please share the link with them. Let them hear. If you've gotten one thing or the other, please comment down below. One of the things that, your light bulb moment, something that really struck a chord, or something maybe you didn't really agree with. Please, let's hear from you. Thank you so much. This is Joy Undeyi with you again from Next Gen Africa. Till we meet next month, 17th of March, next month, we will be here discussing something around career. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again on this same court. Bye-bye.